the Australians have returned serve with hilarious memes after anti-vax tennis champ Novak Djokovic was denied entry to Australia on Thursday morning. And former Bachelor Dr. Agnew, who is an advocate for COVID vaccines, added to the pile-on by making a joke at the world number one's expense on Instagram. As Djokovic faced the prospect of being put on a plane home, Dr. Agnew wrote, "I'm no tennis expert, but as I understand it, Djokovic is the greatest returner of all time." It comes as the unvaccinated Serb, 34, faces deportation from Australia after his visa didn't meet the requirements of entry when he flew into Melbourne Airport late Wednesday night. He had reportedly received a medical exemption from Tennis Australia and the Victorian government to enter the country for the Australian Open, but upon further questioning from Border Force it was determined he did not satisfy the conditions. Djokovic is now being housed in a Melbourne immigration detention hotel alongside refugees and is appealing to have his visa cancellation overturned. His team is understood to have applied for a type of visa that does not allow medical exemptions for the unvaccinated. There are also believed to be issues with the controversial exemption itself, with questions about whether he has adequate proof to support it. He is understood to have been issued an exemption on the grounds he was infected with coronavirus in the past 6 months. However, though this may satisfy his entry into the tournament and Victoria, the federal government controls the international border and his exemption appears to not hold up under federal rules. Health Minister Greg Hunt on Thursday morning said the federal government was not involved in the decision to approve Djokovic's medical exemption. The world number one and prominent COVID vaccine skeptic now faces a difficult legal fight to stay in the country and keep his Australian Open title fight alive. Djokovic's lawyers are gearing up to fight the visa cancellation in court, though it is not clear if the star player will stay in Australia during the case. Prime Minister Scott Morrison confirmed Djokovic's visa had been cancelled on Thursday morning. "Mr. Djokovic's visa has been cancelled. Rules are rules, especially when it comes to our borders. No one is above these rules," Mr. Morrison wrote on Twitter. "Our strong border policies have been critical to Australia having one of the lowest death rates in the world from COVID. We are continuing to be vigilant." Novak's father Sergeant Djokovic has issued an urgent statement to the Australian government, asking them to free his son. "I have no idea what's going on, they're holding my son captive for 5 hours, he said. "This is not a fight for the libertarian world, this is not just a fight for Novak, but a fight for the whole world. If they don't let him go in half an hour, we will gather on the street. This is a fight for everybody." Meanwhile, there are growing calls for Djokovic to explain his reasons for his vaccination exemption.